Guys, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, you should definitely consider joining the family by subscribing and clicking the post notification bell. Now, this is the first video in our mini series called Urban Food Forest, and we are on our way to our favorite nursery, and this is us trying to convince ourselves and our partners that the money we're about to spend will be well worth it. Now, we had called ahead to reserve some fruit trees, but once we got there, we had to try and contain ourselves because they had so much variety, but we really had to stick to the budget, especially since our partners weren't 100% on board. But once we explained the vision, then everything was a go. Who don't know, that is my sister in the back trying to psych herself up to be okay with the money that's about to leave her bank account. So we're just creating the line now for where we're going to build up the retaining wall, maybe like 3 or 4 layers just like that, and then we're going to plant the stuff behind it. The first row with cement, and as soon as we decided, the wind got a little crazy, so baby girl is right there watching, I don't know, Cocomelon or something, still getting used to the kid programs. So that's what we're going to do. Lay at least the first oh dear, can you see the first row? I think I'm going to put the berry trees over here. Not sure because I have about 12, so we'll figure out the layout once the retaining wall gets built. Stay tuned. So Kemar actually laid the first row for me, the complete row. So he used mortar to set the bricks in place. And I was just here to facilitate both him and Naomi and provide them with everything they needed in this very moment to make them comfortable. The bricks that we're using actually came from the houses that were built in this community. So they had a dump site where they would take all the bricks that they cleared that they thought was damaged, or they had too much off, or they just clearly wasn't going to use. So when the houses were being built, I would just literally go to the dump site several days a week and just collect bricks. I wasn't sure yet what I was going to do with them, but I knew they would come in handy. And here you go, because I've made several retaining walls in the yard and throughout the property, and these are the bricks that I've used, so that worked out. Now, I know you notice there's a curvature in the blocks being laid, but listen to me, we're actually aiming for a straight line, but this is what happens when there's no measurement taken, there's no nothing, you just go for it. This is the end result, and it actually worked, so I'm not mad. So while Kemar was building the wall, the dirt got delivered. Couldn't have been more perfect timing. We're almost finished. The third one, that's it for today with this. The dirt, that's our neighbor Sam helping Kemar take around the dirt from the driveway. Pardon the HVAC, but this is where we left after last time we were here. So today the aim is to put down all the cardboard and move dirt from there to over here. Remember, it's a no-dig garden. So yeah, let's get started. I have to force myself to do this because if I wait on the weather, it's just not going to happen because it's pretty cold right now, but I'm just going to work through it. All I'm doing right now is just putting down the cardboard. Make sure they overlap because those weeds are pretty resistant. Yes, I'm just going to make sure that all the areas that grass is covered. So I'm going to even slide it under the fence. So again, I'm just trying to make sure it overlaps. Eventually it will just kill the grass and the weeds and just provide the soil with some good nutrient for the flowers or plants that we're going to put over this side. It's proven to be a little bit more difficult than I thought to film with a newborn, so I just have to try and get it in whenever. So you might not get all the footage of when I'm actually doing the stuff, but you'll see the end product, and I'll try to put some in between. But this is what it looks like now. I will tidy it up as I go along. So what I'm going to do is use the rake and kind of even out the dirt a little bit. I'm going to place the pots where I want them, and then I add the soil, because if I do it in reverse, it's going to be very difficult to lift it over the little wall and put it in position. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to put some sticks and debris so I don't have to use as much soil. And this soil, the nursery said I can plant the fruit trees in, but I'm going to go ahead and mix it with some potting soil and some perlite to help with retaining the moisture. So that's how this is looking. So I'm going to do 6. One of the great advantage of doing it in pots is that I can move it around as I so desire. So if it's not getting enough sun or whatever, or in the winter when I need to take it in because it's not frost resistant, I can do that. Still, I'm trying to decide which ones I'm going to put over here, but I'm just going to go ahead now and shake it down a little in the soil, and then just add the remainder of the dirt and then start potting. I want to say shout out to all the garden channels that I watch where everybody looks so nice and neat and put together and unbothered. That's never me, sweetheart. I always look borderline homeless, and I don't know why I always look like I'm literally rolling around in dirt. Help me. I just want to say this was a task and a half to just move it from one side of the backyard to the next, and we don't have a large backyard, but Lord Jesus, the sun was hot this day. So I'm going to mix this with that and some perlite and fill the bins up maybe like halfway, then add the trees and then fill the rest up. So here I was making sure that I planted the fruit trees that were of the same species together but of a different variety for cross-pollination purposes. And cross-pollination is when pollen from one plant variety fertilizes flowers of another variety, usually within the same species as I said just now, and it usually helps with the fruit harvest, so you get a lot more fruits, and it can also produce more varieties. Looked like after we finished planting these 6 fruit trees. So now all we have to do is add the remaining soil to the top of the brick, and then we'll go ahead and plant those trees or shrubs that will help to attract pollinators, which is vital in the production of fruits in the food forest. So of course it's now nighttime because we had to work around the landlord's schedule. Here I'm just planting some sunflower seeds and some wildflower native to Texas, which will attract bees, hummingbirds, and some butterflies, which is all good for that cross-pollination. Okay, so when you come in the backyard from the side, this is what it looks like. So this is April 12th. Just wanted you to see what is going on at the base. So these are there's some Texas wildflower, some plants that attract hummingbirds, butterflies, and bees, and sunflower. So I planted these almost 2 weeks ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, and this is what they look like right now. I don't know if you can see it properly, and this is what the trees look like right now. So look at the progress that has been made in the last 2.5 weeks. So those are blackberries. I think one is plum, one is pear, And peach, well actually, let me go. So this is a plum. So we need two because they need two different types for pollination reasons. These are blackberries, I know that for sure. This is a pear, which is self-pollinating, so I don't need another. And this is peach. So I have several peach trees. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Let me see if I can give you guys a visual of the wall. So that's what it looks like. And the reason why I'm planting them in containers is because in a couple of years, hopefully in 2 to 3 years, we'll be able to purchase 3 to 5 acres, and I want to be able to just make the transition easy and very smooth once I just take up the containers and then go to the property, and then I'll plant them in the ground at that point. And then also if we have a really cold winter like Texas weather is pretty bipolar, I can take them up and pull them, put them in the garage so they don't die. So that's that. Still a lot of work being done in the yard, but hey, one day at a time, no? So I encourage everybody to plant something. I say start out with what you eat on a regular basis, whether it's spinach, kale, whatever. Everything you need to know is on YouTube. And it's so much fun. And when you get to see the things grow from seeds, or if you buy the tree at the store, but when it starts to fruit, it's just such a joy. I really enjoy it, and it makes the time passes by very quickly, and it's actually very therapeutic. So anyways, this is where I'm going to sign off. So you know what I usually say, walk good, and remember, take care of yourselves and each other. Later.